Welcome back to Millennial Thermom. This week, I'm going to be showing you a 7-step process to create your own family meal plan. So this has come from a combination of different goals, really, and intentions that I've been working on. And I thought that it would be beautiful to just combine all of this into a implementable plan. So I've been really inspired and encouraged by a few of my own comadres who have just taught me a lot about nutrition, about wealth, about mental health in general. So I decided to wrap that up into a little section and try it myself. So I'm literally doing this for myself too. And the encouragement is that you take these 7 steps and then, or you see this video and you share it with somebody, even if it's just one person, and you say, hey, like, are you down to try this family meal planning thing for me? It's going to help me, I hope, with nutrition and finances, and then see what happens, right? That's how we spread health and wealth beyond just the one-on-one therapy room. So I'm going to just jump in. So first, we want to start off with our intentions. They're really important. These are the things that are going to keep us motivated and at least moving even when we're not motivated. So for me, some of these is reducing spending on eating out, eating more nutritiously, having more fun cooking in la cocina, wanting my niña to learn healthy skills and explore her interests. So these are all reasons why I, as a toddler parent, am and my husband are working towards creating this family meal plan. So I want you to just pause if you can and jot down like, okay, why would I even be open to do a meal plan? What are my whys, right? And I want you to connect them to your values because that's going to always be more sustainable for us. So that's the first step. The second step is take into inventory, even if it's just like glancing through your cupboards and your fridge and see what you already have. Like, do you already have some ingredients that you could use to make a meal? Because as you may or may not know, one of my other passion interests is financial health. And I know that I grew up with the hay comida en la casa, right? There's food in the house. And I actually really like that now. I probably didn't like it back then because I'm like, but I want Jack in the Box. Why do I have to eat these beans, right? But now I understand because groceries add up, right? And if there's already food in the house, let's eat that. So that's the second step, just for you, either if you want to write it down or just kind of go take a look right now and see what ingredients do I already have? Could I already technically make a meal? And if I can't fully, what pieces of the meal am I missing, right? So just awareness into what you already have, that's step 2. So 3 is now that you have your intentions and a semi-inventory of what you have, I want you to think about how long do you want to create this meal plan for, right? I personally am brainstorming for about 2 to 4 weeks. This is my first week doing it, and I want of us to embrace flexibility and this as an experimentation if this is your first time trying something like this, which it is for me. Consider meals that are accessible, that are delicious for you, that are yummy. Consider meals that put in those nutrients that you know you want your family to have, right? Like, do we have meals that include veggies and frutas and all of the other stuff that's good for us, right? So think about that. And then with some type of place to write down on, as you can see, mine is a little messy, but I want you to just brainstorm like, okay, let's say for me, I'm planning to meal plan with my family for about 2 weeks. Then I can say, okay, what are some breakfast options? What are some lunch? What are some dinners? What are some snacks and sides? What are some drinks? What are some other ways that we might be eating? Maybe we're going to events or we're going to a carne asada. What seasoning, garnishes, etc. I personally brainstormed about 6 to 8 options for about each of those, except for the drinks, which is more like 3 to 4. But that was my process. I want you to make it your own. So you kind of decide what would make sense, how would I want it to look, and really bring your vision to life on this piece of paper first before you even take the next step. But now that you have a vision of what you would ideally want your family to be eating and yourself too, I want you to narrow down that list and make a grocery list for whatever is missing. So let's say I wrote down overnight oats, right, as a meal. I might Right. Okay. I think I still need some oats. I still need some berries. I still need some milk or whatever you're doing. And then just keep that grocery list going. Okay. So do that for each of the meals that you narrow down. Again, I'm not going to tell you how many meals to prep for or what they should consist of because that's not my area of expertise. I can only just share what I know, but I know that you know what you want to eat and you know how many meals you need to keep you sustainable and healthy. Now, just like with any habit that we want to stick, step five is make the plan visible and schedule as needed. For example, when are we going to be doing the grocery shopping? If this meal requires some cooking, when will that be done? What about the dishes, right? Like I say, break it down and whatever feels necessary for you. You might not need that, but I know that for me, it's good to know, like, okay, Thursday's kind of a long day, so I'm not going to have as much time to cook. Maybe my hubby can cook that day and he'll make these things, right? Or this is our takeout day of the week. We have one or two, and that's fine. That's healthy for us. And we're still saving money in comparison to eating out every day, right? So consider what that looks like for you and put it out wherever you think makes sense. I also like the idea of putting somewhere in your kitchen or in your journal something that you look at consistently where you have options for breakfast, have option for lunch, dinner, and snacks. Because if you're anything like me, sometimes when you get going, you get go on the routine. It can sometimes take some mental work to be like, oh, all right, what do we have? It's like this whole equation, right? Versus like just go into your journal or the fridge and be like, all right, cool. We have these options, and I'm kind of in the mood for this today. I like that flexible approach. You can make it as strict or as flexible as you need. And step six is really just being mindful of the money that you spend on food for your awareness. One idea is that you can put your grocery receipts in an envelope and at the end of the month, just kind of take a look at how much you spent. You can also journal every time, not every time, but whenever you get a chance, like, oh, okay, I went to the grocery store and spent about this much. We ate out and we spent about this much. This is just to bring awareness and to be able to feel more confident of like, okay, when I grocery shop versus eat out, I do end up spending less money. I end up having all these meals for this amount versus that, right? Like it's just for awareness. And step seven is one of my favorite skills, which is journaling. I think that journaling, a quick little journal is a good way to continue to work towards your intentions. So let's say I do my 3-minute journal a few times a week. And when I write in there, I combine some of this nutrition stuff, right? So I say, I'm proud of myself because we went grocery shopping for the week and we actually were able to meal prep a little bit for lunches. And I'm noticing that when I eat more veggies, I do tend to have more energy, right? So it's just including that into whatever practice you have already to slow down so that you can also celebrate your wins. Like I think that's my biggest part around a lot of these like baby steps is acknowledging like how much we're doing and that we are doing enough and that we should celebrate ourselves. And just like any tip or plan or routine or schedule that I share, I want you to keep FAMs in mind. Flexibility, right? Sometimes things aren't going to go the way we plan and we can bend so we don't break, right? So we can be flexible with ourselves. Acceptance, we can accept our capacity. Maybe I really wanted to make some enchiladas tonight, but I don't have that energy in me. Instead, we're gonna do a different meal. We're gonna do some quesadillas because that's a two-step, right? So really accept where you're at and how much energy you have to give towards this. Mindfulness is just bringing back awareness of like, all right, how does this connect to how I'm feeling right now in my body? It's just a little bit more just connection with ourselves and being present. And you honestly can even add it into your like mindful eating, right? So when I'm eating this meal, I'm gonna try to really savor it, really enjoy it, and be where my feet are. And last but not least, one of my favorites, self-compassion. Please be kind to yourself as you go through this because there might be times when you are upset or anxious or frustrated, overwhelmed, or whatever it may be. You might have a human feeling around, you didn't think you did enough or you messed up this meal or whatever. And I just want you to fuse in that self-compassion and realize that you're a human. And just like humans do, we make mistakes and we can't do it all. So I hope that these 7 steps encourage you to start working towards your financial health and your nutritional physical health, along with anything else that you want to add on to there once you feel like you're in a good groove. honestly, I like visuals so much. So what I might end up doing is creating this for myself and then maybe even adding like, okay, on this day I do work out in the morning, so I want to make sure that my breakfast is a little bit more protein packed, right? Whatever that looks like for you, but starting is usually the hardest step, and I do have confidence in this plan. I'm actually really excited to try it myself. And if you want to join me, you can also find me on Millennial Thermom. What I'm going to be doing is I'll be posting my plan probably around Monday, the 24th. And yeah, I will take it week by week. So feel free to share this with a friend or two. Start working baby steps towards your health and wealth and know that you deserve this. I hope you all take care. Bye.